G'day guys, and welcome to another Dreadful Vape review. Today we are going to be reviewing the little Jet from Vladdin. It is an all-in-one system similar to the smok RPM40. Kind of a little bit of a clone from that one actually. I quite like the design on this one, that blue abalone shell, nice and recessed, and the flashy lights on that one. Okay, so welcome. Thanks for checking out my previous videos recently and subscribing. I've had a lot of positive feedback from doing the reviews recently, so I'm really enjoying it and getting the hang of things. So on the pod today, vaping at 30 watts. It's quite a nice little all-in-one system. It's not generally what I would prefer, being a higher wattage sort of user, but yeah, it's pretty good for what it is. I've been using it for probably almost a month now. I had this product sent to me from Stephen Stacey from Victory Vape down in Victoria. My lovely employers decided to give me a hand by giving me some stuff to review, so they set me up this one, and also one of the next products I'm going to be doing in the coming weeks. Today I am vaping on the Red Bee energy drink. Okay, that's from Secret Bunker Vapor. If you enjoy anything energy drink, I'd suggest checking these guys out. I've tried a few different energy drinks in the past, and they're sort of just a vague, sort of nothing direct. So you can't really pick if it's a particular type of energy drink that you're into. It's just that whole basis. This Red Bee energy drink is very particular for the Red Bull drinkers. So if you're a Red Bull drinker and you do like the energy drink vape liquids, then I'd give that one a crack. It's really not too bad there at all. But anyway, enough of this general chit chat. Let's jump down to the up and close, or whatever we're going to call it from here on out, of the Vladdin Jet kit. See you down there. Alrighty guys, this is the up and close of the Vladdin Jet kit. Now, I don't really know if I want to call it the up and closey, so if you can think of anything in the comment section for a name change, let's see how creative we can get and find a new name for up and closey time. But for now, here is the packaging for the Vladdin Jet. So pretty standard packaging all the way around, barcodes and what is included in the box. A little authenticity scratch and some more specs on what's in that one. Okay, branding top, bottom, and on the other side. Open that one up with a nice sleeved package and then a box in a box. I like when they do that instead of just the sleeve and the box like this. I don't know, I think it's nicer. And there is our Vladdin Jet. Alrighty, so we take that out, open this up, and then we've got our little bit here. In that box, you will find your instruction manual. Open that up, and it's 5 or 6 different languages in there. Inspection card for quality control. Not sure how important these are for those mass-produced brands, but they throw it in there. Spare coil. Alright, now this coil is the same as the RPM coil from smok. This is a 0.3 ohm, and there is a 0.6 ohm. Now, something else interesting that was in that packet, didn't know what it was for at first. These little plugs here, tiny little holes in them. It's for your airflow on your device. So you can alter the airflow by plugging that one up. It'll make it tighter, more mouth to lung draw. Okay, I haven't actually used those because I like them to be more open, especially using that 0.3 ohm style coil. And there's a couple of other ones here as well, which are for a more restriction or less restriction. So there's 3 stages, There's without the plugs, and then there's a smaller and a larger plug. But let's get into the device. All right, as you'd expect from any standard device these days is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to switch this bad boy off, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's back on. Now, if anyone has used the smok RPM40, this is going to feel very, very familiar. So you've got your up and down buttons. It does round robin, and it goes in 1 watt increments, which is fan-fucking-tastic. Now, we can change the color just like the RPM40, but check this out. That's blue. That's purple. She's green. There's a white light. Every themed color you go for, that backlight changes as well. I think that's kind of cool. I like to keep this on a green or a white just because I find it easier to read all the bits on the screen with the color changes there. Alrighty. 1, 2, 3. That will lock the screen, the fire button, and your wattage control. So that locks the device completely. 3 to unlock it. Now, for our puff counter, it is down and fire. Let go of that. That's going to clear your puff counter if you're a person that likes to count how many puffs you have per coil when you're changing it to see if they all average out. And then up and fire is you change your colors there. So pretty simple operations on there. Now we'll pull this out and have a look at the pod. Okay, it does have a little bit of juice in there, so let's try not to spill it. I'll have a look at what these coils here say. Vladdin Jet mesh coil, 0.6, 25 to 35 wattos. Alright, and that's just a press fit coil. As I said, if you have used the smok RPM40s, it'll be very, very familiar with how all of these bits and pieces work. Now, the only thing that I didn't like is where this fill tab is placed. Because you know what? I can feel my juice from in here. It's nice and juicy now. My hands are nice and juicy. Now, when I plug that back into the device, it's still there. So when I put it in my pocket, you know, this catches and flicks open in the pocket. It would have been much nicer if they had have actually recessed this down into here. There's plenty of space. They could have added the plug down there, but nonetheless, it's still functional and it still works. But that is the up and closey, or whatever we're going to call it from next week, of the Vladdin Jet. Let's head back up the top and see what we think. Alrighty guys, that was the up and close. Welcome back up top. What did you think of that? Probably pretty rubbish because I forgot to mention a few very important things. The battery on this little Vladdin kit is a 1500 mAh built-in battery. It does not come with a external battery option at this point that I'm aware of, and it also does charge via USB Type-C right on the back there, and you do get one of those cables in the box. So I did forget to mention that in the down and dirty up and close, but it does come with that charging option, which I really do like that a lot of devices are starting to go to that charge type. It's been far too long that that's been available and companies not choosing to use it. So for a little company like this to be using the USB-C, really impressed. Now the tank on top, that is a 4.5 mil juice reservoir. So once again, for a device that is so small, you know, there's a 60 ml bottle next to it for size comparison. I think for something like this to have a 4.5 ml tank is pretty generous. And at the lower wattages, you really don't have to fill it up all that often. So 4.5 ml of juice will last you for quite some time. Now, pros and cons. Pros, it is small, it is convenient, it's got a lot of juice capacity for something so small. 1500 mAh battery I think is also reasonably good for something of its size. and also the wattage that it's running, you know, up to 40 watts on a 1500 mAh battery. It does last throughout my day, which I quite enjoy. The cons, I think the biggest con for this is definitely the tank placement, the fill port on the tank being up here. You know, just too many issues with that getting snagged on my pocket, and it really could have been put underneath where it sort of goes into the tank. So instead of having it externally here, they should have put it recessed underneath. Just my own personal opinion, because, you know, pulling it in and out of your pocket, it's not something that you're just going to leave on the desk all day. It's a travel companion. It's a little buddy. You want your little buddy to be with you at all times. And if that's going to keep on popping open and filling my pockets with juice, it ain't no buddy of mine. I don't want him to be here. So they're my biggest pros and cons. And I think one of the other cool little features that it had with it was the little plugs that you pop in the side to restrict the airflow. There's a few companies that have done that. The Vaporesso products, the PM80s, they've got little silicon plugs that stick in the side of the airflow as well. You know, I think they're really, really cool. But they're easy to lose, and they're also a pain in the ass to take out once you've put them in. So if you are a user of those sort of things, keep in mind that they can be quite fiddly. I didn't show you putting it in because if you want to use it, you'll use it. You'll know how to put it in. But yeah, that's the pros and cons of the device. As for price on this little doohickey, you're looking at about 44 American and about 54 Australian. I did a little bit of Googling and had a look at a few sites, and that's about the average price that you'll be looking at those ones. So for the Australian and American exchange, I think $55, $54, whatever it was actually not too bad at all for a small, compact, useful device like that. But that just about wraps everything up for today's video and review. As always, guys, please like, please share, and please subscribe. I am thinking about potentially making a Patreon account. Not that I've really got too much extra content to give out, but just to, if anyone wants to help contribute to getting new devices into my little hands so I can show you things, it would be much appreciated. But that's something that I'm thinking about a little bit down the track. If you think that it's a good idea, drop a comment in the section below and let me know. Otherwise, as I said, like, share, subscribe. Keep on vaping, y'all. We'll see you later.